My name is Vincent Diomede. I was electrician mate second class. The mission of the Yosemite was, well, I think it was, goodwill. Now, we took care of destroyers when we pulled into ports. They all had a list, just as the harbor would have a list when we came up to a tender. But mostly, I think we had 12 ports in the Mediterranean. And every port, the captain would invite the mayor, or the local politicians, any American families or ambassadors or anything that were in the air, and he would have a party on the ship for these people. In fact, when we went over, we took over 19 congressmen. After I thought about it many years later, I had a congressman right on a Navy ship. They had their own little compartments, you know, their own little sun deck. But anyway, we took over these guys. They stayed over there. We never took them back. First place, wherever they went, they stayed. In fact, they came and went. I don't even know where they came and went. But the Yosemite had a suite for the admiral. Anytime the admiral came, the head of the Navy Department, they had a special place for them, which we very rarely ever saw unless they had a light bulb that went out or something. But, and my duties on the Yosemite was, when I had the duty, was to walk the ship. I would go to the barber shop. The guy said, there's a light bulb out. I call up the shop, send a duty electrician, fix a light bulb in a barber shop. How about a haircut? Sure, I'll sit down and get a haircut. We had 5, 6 barbers on the Yosemite. Regular little barber shop. On the Harwood, we had one guy that cut hair on the O2 deck. You know, when the ship goes like this, the higher you are, the more it goes. Well, this guy had his scissors, back and forth, and you hold them on, dear life. It was a different experience. But I remember one time we were in port, I want to say it was Italy, Italy. And there was a minesweeper next to us that we were doing work for. And something happened to power. They were hooking up shore power or whatever, and all of a sudden the power went on miraculously. The minesweeper was giving us power. And this little wooden boat next to us. There was no food that was not good on the Yosemite. They had excellent food. And living conditions, you know, it was bunks, you know, it was okay. Down the Yosemite was a World War II ship. It was in different battles in World War II. So it had a lot of stuff left over from World War II. Like, you want to know about living conditions. After the deck that we had, well, our berthing deck, came around, and that was a big head. And it had a giant trough that went around like this with seats on it. So that when a guy pooped over there, it floated down the thing there onto everybody else. Now you must have heard about them open trough. Well, the Yosemite had it. Now the Yosemite, which was really a riot, never moved. That ship was solid as a rock. When it went to sea, you didn't know if you were tied next to a pier or out at sea. It was always solid as a rock. The young kids used to kid around. You come from a destroyer. How is this? Is it stay a rocket? Hey, you kidding me? This is nothing. This is we're riding here. The division officer was a great guy. His name was Harley Johnson, like Howard Johnson. And he was a Mustang, and like I said, he would come up and ask you, I need this done. How about taking care of it? Yeah. And you want a favor? What would you like? How many division officers will come up and say, well, I appreciate that. What would you like? And he was a great guy. When we came back from Mediterranean, he invited us all over to his house. Our whole division had a nice party over his house. He was a good guy. When we came back from overseas, I was on the recreation committee, and we had $5,000 on the recreation committee for the Yosemite. So I made a motion that we spend $5,000. So we had a welcome back party, 24 hours a day for a week. My job was to go to the YWCA's and advertised that we were having a party for girls to come to the party. The whole week was like a blur because I had the party all week.